a game that holds a special place in my heart. One where I had a lot of enjoyable moments playing, whether it was alone or with my friends. It's one of the few games that I've actually platinumed on PlayStation, and it has one of the most engaging and amazing communities in all of gaming, with everyone fighting alongside one another in the Galactic War. Helldivers, to me and many others, is an outstanding live service game. It's had its ups and downs, but no matter what, democracy has always prevailed. And in an era where games die young, Helldivers has managed to overcome the odds, and even after 2.5 years continues to persevere. And with the newest update being centered around a crossover with Warhammer 40k, I wanted to make this video showing the beauty of Helldivers 2. So, let's get into it. From the get-go, Helldivers was unique. A universe where the entire planet of Earth is unified under the Super Earth flag and is fighting against different alien races in a massive galactic war. And that's just a grossly simple version of the Helldivers world, and the actual story runs so much deeper. I've dug deeper into the lore and seen firsthand just how insane it gets, with secret wars, major conspiracies, and a corrupt government. I've spent a lot of time trying to piece things together. So from my perspective, the lore of Helldivers looks much more interesting than what's on the surface. But even just reading the briefing on the major orders will tell you the progress of the Galactic War and allow you to see how strategic and complex the story actually is. And if you do decide to be like me and dig deeper into the lore, there are crew members and items that you can interact with to get the clues you need to start piecing the puzzle together. And even though it's one of the more overlooked aspects of the game, Helldivers lore is an absolute masterpiece, one that I can go on and on and on with. But I'm not gonna force the lore lectures on you guys just yet. After all, this video is supposed to be about the beauty of Helldivers, and where you see the beauty of Helldivers is typically in the gameplay. Helldivers is a third-person PvE shooter game. The core gameplay loop is you and a squad diving into these different planets, fighting off against different alien races, and completing objectives to further progress the Galactic War. And when you go into the map console to actually start up your mission, you can actually see what your major orders are for the campaign and how far you've progressed into it. But you're not limited to just the major order. You can still choose to fight between any of the three factions, the bots, bugs, or squids, each of them with their own unique enemy types and mechanical advantages. On top of that, there is a difficulty slider at the bottom of the screen when you enter that console that you have to progress when you first start out in the game. And obviously, the higher up you go, the harder the missions get, the more missions there are for you to complete, and just the more chaotic everything becomes overall. But of course, the chaos is what makes this game the perfect one to play with your friends. Especially because there is also friendly fire in the game, so you could accidentally kill each other without even knowing. So you are going to want to be careful with where you're aiming and where you're throwing down a bunch of explosives. And this matters a lot more the higher up you go in difficulty, because the more objectives you have and the harder the objectives become, you are going to be spending a lot of time in a single game together. And the more time you spend on the field, the crazier things are bound to get. But of course, before you get to the battlefield, you have to make your loadout, which allows me to transition into my next point, which is going to be all of the customization options of Helldivers 2. And what better place to start than, of course, the weapons. Helldivers has a wide category of weapons to choose from, and they're all in their own different classes, like the ARs, specials, explosives, and for each weapon class, they have their strengths and their weaknesses. For example, SMGs having a high fire rate but lower damage compared to ARs. And on top of that, they have even added options for close combat with a melee class, which actually also allows you to do fun things with your friends like sword fights.
No, you're not.
On my way.
I can see you. I saw that. No! Get away from me! Get away from me!
And those are just from the weapon options. There's still armors, stratagems, perks that you also get to select from the loadout screen. Armors and perks are a little more underwhelming and self-explanatory. They just give you more of an ability to do something. But then there's stratagems. These are going to be your artillery, and just like weapons, there's a wide range of them, all ranging from offensive, defensive, and supporting categories. With them, you can really have anything: a massive laser cannon, a shield pack, or even a 500-kilogram bomb. And honestly, the stratagems are what gives Helldivers 2 its identity. It's what makes it unique and different from other PvE extraction shooters. I always liked how, similar to like confirming something at the terminal, you have to put in the directional code for you to call out a specific stratagem. And obviously, this is what makes up for all those cool moments in the game. And then, of course, the final thing I want to show appreciation for, who could forget, the actual in-game factions. We have the bots, bugs, and squids. Now, as you can see by my stats shown here, I used to be more of a bug diver than anything else. Because just for me personally, I found it much more satisfying fighting off the bugs. But I have also dabbled in bot diving and squid diving here and there. And I just really like how in Helldivers 2 you get this different experience depending on which faction you decide to dive in on. And each one of them has their own strategic choices, like bringing in a lot of fire stratagems so that you can burn the bugs, or gas stratagems for you to confuse the squids. It all really makes the game's mechanics much deeper. And once you fuse all of them together, you get the experience that is Helldivers 2, making for what is still arguably one of the better live service games we've seen in recent years. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was another thing that I haven't talked about in a while and I just really wanted to yap about for a video. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys want to see more Helldivers content, and also do be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And with all that said, I'll see you guys next time.